Wondering what it's like to have an 18-hour layover in Hong Kong and stay at the SkyCity Marriott? From navigating Hong Kong International Airport, finding a hotel shuttle, exploring Tung Chung, and experiencing the Star Ferry, I'll walk you through my entire layover experience, what went smoothly, what I wish I knew, and what you should plan for. Hi, I'm Bonnie from Bon Voyage Cruise Travel. I've been on 47 cruises and countless international trips, and one thing I've learned is that a well-planned layover can feel like an adventure of its own. So whether you have an overnight stop or just a few hours in Hong Kong, this guide will help you maximize your time and avoid common mistakes. After landing at Hong Kong International Airport, my first challenge was finding the shuttle to the SkyCity Marriott. While the hotel is conveniently located near the airport, the shuttle system isn't as obvious as you might expect. We landed in an area where I had to do transiting, so I had to exit as if I'm a passenger, but they kept my bags and I'm here for 18 hours. When I got in on arrivals at the baggage claim, we were on a level 5. But this is level 3. It's so confusing. I mean, things are just at levels. You think they're like ground levels, and they're not ground levels. Anyway, I talked to 4 people, but I think this is right. I have no idea. To find the Marriott shuttle, you would need to go down the escalator to the far right of Terminal 1, Section B. You go outside, veer right, and take the first set of elevators on the right-hand side, and you're going to level 3. So you start out at 5 and you end up on 3. And it looks like a ground level, but it isn't. You want to walk to the Coach Bay bus area. It's to the right, and you look for Bay 1112. There you'll find a white Marriott shuttle bus. It's actually a bus with red lettering, and that pulls into these particular 2 spots, 11 and 12. The shuttle schedule is every 30 minutes from 5:30 in the morning until 12:30 a.m. That's after midnight. If you do need help, there is a Marriott counter in Terminal 1, Arrivals B, at the very far right near the door, and you will find a person there and they can direct you. Once I did find the shuttle and boarded, it was a quick 5-minute ride to the hotel, making it an easy arrival despite the initial confusion. Oh, and one more thing. This was part of my 6-week solo adventure. When you travel solo, every place and every experience feels different depending on where you are, who you meet, and what you do. And I often don't even think about being a solo traveler because I'm so focused on the moment. That said, there are always a few things to keep in mind as a solo traveler, and I'll touch on that as we go along. The SkyCity Marriott is a modern airport hotel with spacious rooms and great amenities for transit passengers. What I liked was it was comfortable and spacious. I had a nice view of the bay. It was quiet. It was ideal for getting some rest before my next flight. That's nice to give us 4 cans of still mineralized water. They had a very nice spa area with an indoor pool, jacuzzi, and sauna on the basement level. And regrettably, I didn't pack my swimsuit, and all my luggage was being held in transit, so I couldn't really use that. Things to know about the hotel. Breakfast is not included. It is a paid option at the hotel. Free shuttle service to the airport and to Tung Chung made it really easy to explore. The Tung Chung shuttle runs every 30 minutes from 8:15 in the morning till 10:45 at night. It's great to take the complimentary shuttle from the hotel there because there is a metro stop. Definitely go into town, but just remember that 10:45 p.m. is the last pickup. Since I was traveling solo, I found myself naturally structuring my day a little differently. I tend to start early, explore as much as I can during the day, and by evening I'm usually back at my hotel or wrapping things up before 10 p.m. And that's just my comfort level when I'm in a new city alone. Hong Kong is incredibly safe and efficient, so I felt comfortable navigating public transport solo, but I still planned my time around what I could do realistically in just a few hours. So this day has been a lot of traveling. It's always fun to check out new places. I heard some guys talking on the shuttle. They were planning on going to Macau, which is like a Las Vegas. I mean, everyone's here for different reasons. I'm just in a transit mode here. That's it. Since I did have some time in Hong Kong, I did decide to take the metro from Tung Chung to explore a bit of Hong Kong. It has a metro station directly connected to a shopping mall. So in Tung Chung, not only do you have the metro station, you have a shopping mall, and also it's near the Nyangpeng cable car ride, and that is by the Big Buddha. It's a 25-minute cable car ride with stunning panoramic views over the hills and coastline. You can visit the Tiantan Buddha Poland Monastery and the Nyangpeng village. The metro is right there, just to the right of where you're dropped off. The metro fare is $6.50 one way to the Hong Kong station, and that's where I was going to go so I could meet up with the Star Ferry experience. I paid with a credit card at the turnstile. There is one turnstile to the far right, and you'll see the credit card logo at the bottom, and that's where you can scan your credit card, and it will just charge you that way, so you don't have to stand in line for anything. And the ride took about 25 minutes. My tip to you is that it is crowded and loud, and it's very hard to hear the announcements, and they do come over the intercom in English. So I recommend you count your stops in advance and watch the digital display above the door so you won't miss your stop. Going, I could hear it, but coming back, I couldn't. And luckily I had counted the stops, so I knew when to get off. I feel like I'm in San Francisco. Once in the city, I ended up walking to the Star Ferry at night. One thing I did learn was that everything is operated by pedestrian bridges. I didn't realize that, and I tried to walk street level where I found the stoplights to be extremely long and there was nobody on the street. I quickly realized that I was doing something wrong, and I could see above me there were all these people walking. My suggestion would be find the pedestrian bridges and then take that across. Apparently it goes through a mall, and then you'll end up in the Ferris wheel area, the Vitality Park, and that will bring you over to Star Ferry. Originally, I wanted to see Victoria Peak and walk around downtown, take the Star Ferry, and stay for the Symphony of Lights. But in reality, I underestimated how much time everything would take, navigating the public transport, waiting for ferries, figuring out how to pay for everything, and just getting used to walking around in an unfamiliar city. My best advice to you would be figure out a couple things you might want to do. Try to get on the way to exploring a bit earlier than I did. I left around 5 o'clock and it kind of was almost too late. You might want to just explore the Central and Western District Promenade and go by the Hong Kong Observation Wheel, and then stop for dinner in the Lan Kwa Fong area, and then you can take your Star Ferry to Chim Cha Chui. No, I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but it's across the way, and you can stroll the promenade there and enjoy the Symphony of Lights show if you get an earlier start. But even though I couldn't do everything, taking the Star Ferry across Victoria Harbour at night was really incredible. Once I got to the Star Ferry, I realized I could buy a ticket through a machine. It was a very crowded place. It's definitely a mode of transportation for people to get from one part of the island to the other, but it is a must-do because the Star Ferry is over 140 years old. It's a Hong Kong icon. It's super inexpensive. It cost me 47 cents to go one way on the harbor. It's only maybe a 5 or 6 minute ride one way, but it surely was beautiful. It had gorgeous nighttime city views. I decided to stay on board and I did not get off. The famous green and white Star Ferries have been running since 1880 and are a Hong Kong icon, one of the cheapest scenic rides in the world.
To the world
And though, like I said, I planned for the Symphony of Lights, I was just exhausted after 6 weeks of traveling, so I decided to head back to the hotel early. After my ferry ride, I grabbed a slice of pizza at the Tung Chung Metro Station. I had it to go, and then I called it a night. My final thoughts about SkyCity Marriott. Finding the Marriott shuttle can be tricky, so just know where the pickup location is in advance to save yourself that frustration. Make sure that you get up and leave right on time, because if you're even a minute late, the hotel shuttle will leave. So just go to the lobby early. On my way back to the airport, I decided to skip the hotel breakfast. It looked great. I just picked up a cup of coffee to go in the lobby and opted for the Kyra Lounge that I discovered inside the Hong Kong International Airport instead. The SkyCity Marriott is a great layover hotel, especially with their free shuttle service to the airport and the Tung Chung Metro area. The Tung Chung Metro is an easy way to explore Hong Kong in a short time period, but again, make sure that you leave early enough to be able to enjoy everything fully. At the end of a long trip, decision fatigue is real, and after weeks of making constant travel choices, sometimes even small decisions feel exhausting. That said, I'd still recommend getting out of the hotel, even just for a quick visit to Tung Chung. There's a huge shopping mall there where locals and travelers alike were shopping, and it's easy to get a little bit of an experience, a little slice of Hong Kong without venturing too far. Yung Pang 360 cable car ride looked to be pretty interesting, and that looked very scenic and something fun to do, and that is right by the hotel. It's just the Tung Chung Metro Station area. I would plan for longer transport times. Things took a little longer than I expected, and actually for my entire trip I would just pack lighter. I had way too many things after 6 weeks of travel. For fellow solo travelers, Hong Kong is a great place for a layover. I never felt unsafe, but I did structure my time so I wasn't wandering too late at night. I also found myself opting for an easier, quicker food option rather than sitting down for a long meal. If you're solo and have a longer layover, you could easily add Victoria Peak or more time downtown into your itinerary. Just be mindful of how long things actually take to get around. One thing I wish I had done was pack a swimsuit. The spa at the SkyCity Marriott looked amazing, and a soak in the jacuzzi or a sauna session would have been the perfect way to relax during my transit stay. Then again, I probably wouldn't have left the hotel. The Star Ferry is a must-do. This is what the terminal looks like. Disney store here. That was 2 stops away from my hotel, so it was nearby. So I'm on level 5, I think. But this is the how it looks. A lot of Samsonite leather shops. That's funny. And people probably overshop, and they just need a place like me, over shopping. You can't have coffee when you go through the passport control. Just FYI. This is funny. I could go crazy in here. I already have. I bought extra things that I don't need. They have a Chanel store here. That's so cute. Everything's Christmas here in Hong Kong as well. Cookies and tea around. I just am overwhelmed. What I realized last night when I was walking around is I was walking on the ground level, and above me were people movers, and that's how people get around with the stoplights, because they're super, super long. And I could see that they still operate that way here. Everything's people moving. See all the levels? Anyway, there's Louis Vuitton across the way, and then there's the food court over there. There's a lot happening here at the airport. Arabica over there from Singapore. We've got this whole area. Oh, look at this Dior Christmas tree. Wow. It's amazing. These airports are really nice. The Kyra Lounge that I discovered is a great alternative to a hotel breakfast. Why did I choose the Kyra Lounge? Well, it has comfortable seating, it was a nice atmosphere, the free Wi-Fi, and they had a lot of really nice hot food options. calmness of the place. There's also a restroom and a bar over behind this pillar, and I'll go check that out later. Nice salads, and of course there's coffee and juice over there. Pork chop fries. What is that? A red bean sago soup. It was more towards lunch when I got there, so it was a very nice setup. And it cost $35 for me because I have the priority pass. But if you have a lounge access through a credit card or priority pass, the Kyra Lounge is a great alternative to expensive airport food and even expensive hotel food. Appreciate the calmness of the place. This soup is interesting. It's got little boba pieces in it. I don't know if you can see that. And this was Hong Kong fried rice. It was good. This is nice. This is a picture of the bar, and they're happy that I'm taking a picture. That's okay, I'm full. Next up, watch my Dubai layover and desert safari video where this journey all started. If you found this helpful, informative, or you learned something, please hit that thumbs up button. It really helps my channel. It's been a great trip. Subscribe for more cruise and travel tips. Thanks so much for watching. Happy travels, and I'll see you in the next video.